166. I want to say, as you can see, there is an option to chat. Center of the screen, if you're joining us for the live show, boom, that's how you get your voice heard. We're going to talk about the highest paid YouTube stars of 2020. Spoiler alert, you might know a few of them. Americans start many new businesses. Is this because Americans are impoverished? Is this because we are by and large suffering, and so our only option is to start businesses? Or is this because there is some sort of very difficult to explain boom in the economy? More on that. Facebook lawsuit over lost user data. We're going to dive into that. 7 new social media marketing opportunities. What are they? Last but not least, Starlink. This is Elon Musk's company with satellite internet coming to all the crazy different parts of the world. If I didn't know better, I would say it's time to start the show. So my chat box goes over the intro. That's a thing. Ladies and gentlemen, the highest paid YouTube stars of 2020. This from Forbes.com. A 9-year-old is still number 1, but the runner-up is a newcomer who came armed with a forklift, an exploding Toyota, and the most expensive firecracker ever made. And he's just getting started. So we're going to dive into who these folks are, starting with number 10, Jeffree Star, earnings at $15 million. The beauty star has been caught up in controversy. His self-described past racist behavior and allegations of sexual assault, which he denies, as well as years-long feud with fellow YouTuber James Charles, have caused some business ramifications. However, clearly at $15 million, there you go. I don't know anything about Jeffree Star. Perhaps you can educate me. Number 9, David Dabrick. Don't know this dude either. Over the past few years, Dabrick, 24, has done just about anything to make his audience laugh. He has driven a convertible through a car wash, shaved someone's entire body, and even once surprised his best friend by marrying his mom, which is very weird. She was in on the joke. They divorced amicably after a month. Lately, Dabrick has concentrated on portraying his funny shtick over TikTok. He's been a hit there too, accumulating 24.7 million followers. Estimated earnings $15.5 million. This, of course, always reminds me that there's a price to be paid. And then also apologies to people on YouTube. If you are chatting, I'm not sure if the chats are going to appear because I did not link them properly. Apologies on that. I'll fix that next time. But yeah, it just makes me wonder. You've got folks like this Dabrick character who's doing anything to get people to laugh. Sometimes these things spin out of control. I, of course, wish the best for him. Y'all familiar with Blippi? Anyone know Blippi? Stephen John, apparently, is this guy's name. He looks kind of like me. So I'll be at the park, and sometimes people come up to me, they'll be like, Blippi? Bro, you look just like Blippi. So I get that. The only adult creating kids content on the list, the 32-year-old launched his channel in 2014. He stars as Blippi, the brightly dressed childlike character who educates through videos like Blippi visits the aquarium and learn colors with Blippi. This, of course, is a reminder that there is a 2-year-old, 3-year-old, 4-year-old demographic that needs to be understood and appreciated on the YouTube machine. 2-year-olds, 3-year-olds, and 4-year-olds are on devices and they are searching. Number 7, Nastya. Only 39 billion views estimated. Earnings of 18.5 million. The 6-year-old Russian YouTuber goes by Nastya on her channel, which features her and her father playing with Legos, doing household chores, and explaining viruses. There you go. I'm telling you, the kids' content's big. Number 6 on the list is my kid's favorite, Preston. Do you know Preston? He looks like he's 19. Apparently, he's 26, and he's all about Minecraft. He rose to YouTube stardom off of his videos exploring the animated cosmos and has since branched out to several other gaming-focused YouTube channels. On one, he plays Roblox. Another, TBNR Frags. I'm unfamiliar with that. The Best Never Rest, apparently. the last word gaming slang for slaying an opponent. Okay, fine. Preston is a big deal. He's I got to give credit where credit is due. He is talented, this Preston character. So shout out to Preston for the work that he's doing. He's earning an estimated $19 million. Number 5 on the list, Markiplier. This, of course, from Forbes.com. If you want a link to the article, it's right there in the description. So Markiplier has been at it on YouTube for 8 years, posting ultra popular breakdowns of video games. So again, more video game content. Number 3, Rhett and Link at 20 million. They're some of YouTube's longest standing stars, having started Good Mythical Morning, their good-natured nerdy talk show, back in 2012. Rhett is 43-year-old Rhett James McLaughlin, and Link 42-year-old Charles Lincoln Neal. They recently added something else to their company. They paid $10 million to acquire Smosh, a sketch comedy YouTube channel. Boom. Number 3, Dude Perfect. I am very familiar with Dude Perfect. 5 bros, Kobe Cotton, Corey Cotton, Garrett Hilbert, and Cody Jones, etc., have more fun playing with lightsabers, Nerf guns, and paintballs than most adults do. If you don't know Dude Perfect, you should definitely check them out. Their channel is pretty incredible. $23 million is what they made last year. And number 2, Mr. Beast at $24 million, 3 billion views. Donaldson is YouTube's biggest news star, good enough for almost 50 million subscribers. His ultimate goal, doubling that, and 3 billion views over the last year. His videos are a mix of stunts and humor. Mr. Beast is also incredible because he gives away a lot of the money that he makes. He is known for that. Very altruistic, very cool what he does. And number 1, Ryan, who is in Walmart. You may be familiar with Ryan's World. My kids absolutely love Ryan's World. So the 9-year-old star is flying high, literally. This November, he became the first YouTuber featured in the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade with a float based on his superhero alter ego, Hoofta. It was a marketing ploy as much as it was a thrilling moment for the kid. I hope that he turns out well-adjusted, let's say, because folks in his position sometimes struggle when they get to the teenage years, etc. But their content is pretty interesting, and my kids love Ryan as well. So my kids are big fans of 2 of the folks on this list, Preston and Ryan's World. So there you have it, highest paid YouTube stars of 2020. Americans starting many new businesses. So even as the coronavirus was surging around the nation, Americans started millions more small businesses last year. This from CBSnews.com. I am not surprised. Nearly 4.5 million business applications were filed in 2020, the highest number on record, and an increase of 24% from the year before. So I'm going to go out on a limb and say this is because folks are struggling. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's kind of that simple, isn't it? It just feels like, let's get rid of this. It just feels like, by and large, because people don't have the same ability to, I mean, it's the pandemic. It's just that simple. So recessions typically see a drop in business formation, according to the article, as people's personal assets are wiped out. That businesses are forming at such a high rate indicates underlying optimism about the economy, I guess, but doesn't it also simply indicate that people are struggling and looking for some way to make money? Quote, here, the negative economic shock did not originate in the economy. It came from a public health crisis, said Keenan Fikri, director of research at the Economic Innovation Group. The unequal impact of the current recession has also played a role. Many people with equity in their homes have been able to keep it and even build on it. That's true. And with record low interest rate environments, a lot of folks have equity, and they are using that equity to start businesses. Quote, many people with high levels of educational attainment and wealthy backgrounds who are disproportionately more likely to start a business have been relatively unaffected by the pandemic. And then, of course, here we go, entrepreneurs by necessity. Often a business idea follows a layoff, as it did for Maine resident Bill Clifford, who was laid off in September from his job as a corporate chef at a gas station chain, despite experiences that include working in healthcare institutions and resort and conference centers. He couldn't find similar jobs in the area and didn't feel like he could wait for the job market to improve. So there you go. Out of necessity, I think a lot of folks, it'll be difficult to know the difference between the people starting businesses, could be because they have equity and they're pulling that out, or using the wealth they generated in the rise of real estate prices, and those that simply needed to do it because they didn't have really any other options. So there you have it. Facebook lawsuit over lost user data. This from BBC.com. Facebook is being sued for losing control of the data of about 1 million users in England and Wales. Not a good look. The alleged failings were revealed in the Cambridge Analytica scandal, where harvested data was used for advertising during elections. Journalist Peter Jukes, leading the action, claims his data was compromised. Facebook told BBC News there was, quote, no evidence UK or EU users' data had been transferred to Cambridge Analytica. Haven't heard their name in a minute. But the case against the technology giant, expected to last for at least 3 years, will argue a loss of control over users' personal data warrants individual compensation. So everyone is looking for a way to attack Facebook. Europe has all the incentive in the world to do precisely that. And it does not surprise me in the least that they continue to go after the megalith. This is the only way you can really attack Facebook as a sovereign nation outside of the United States, as you look for breaches of the law, you look for transgressions. So back to the article, the harvesting of Facebook users' personal information by third-party apps was at the center of the Cambridge Analytica privacy scandal exposed in 2018. So we'll see how that unfolds. 7 new social media marketing opportunities. Some of these are actually quite interesting, so we will get right into them. Number 1 is customized newsfeed priority in Facebook. Facebook users can now set preferences to control which contacts they see at the top of their newsfeed. This means that you have the power to stand apart from your competitors and increase visibility among your audience. This from searchenginejournal.com. Develop a marketing strategy that delivers consistent, valuable content that builds trust. We get it. So basically, folks are able to kick you out of their newsfeed or promote you in their newsfeed, which is obviously a big deal. You can narrow the scope of your audience for Facebook ads. As demographic targeting becomes more ubiquitous, it is important to do your best to narrow the scope of your Facebook ads. According to the article, by adjusting the demographics of your viewers, Facebook enables you to target your audience with more specificity and provide the information that's most relevant to them. Use precise ad targeting on Facebook to connect with the right audiences. So this is beyond age, gender, and geography. Consider interests and previous purchase history. This one's a big one. Call Now is a feature available on Facebook ads. This used to be something, well, it still is, something on Google ads. About 51% of internet traffic comes from mobile devices. That being the case, it only makes sense, according to the article, that most Facebook users are accessing their accounts while on the go. Facebook has added a Call Now button to ads. Now someone could be walking down the street, looking at their phone, see your ad, call your business, and at the press of a button. This is a big deal. One of the chief complaints about Facebook ads is that they simply do not convert. They do not convert in real time. And we'll see whether or not you have to pay to have the Facebook call ad appear. But if you pay per call, that is definitely a groundbreaking feature that is worthy of investigation. Facebook call ads. Put that on your to-do list. Facebook cover image CTA. One of the first images people see on your Facebook page is your cover photo. Facebook now enables businesses to use that image to draw visitors' eyes to a call to action. So not only are they going to see the beautifully designed graphic that you have created for your business page, now you can ask them to call, form fill, do this, do that. A call to action is now available. That also is a pretty big deal. So a few more opportunities. We got Twitter Spaces. According to the article, while still in test mode, the audio-only chat room version of Twitter is a place where 2 to 10 people can participate in host-moderated conversations. Interesting. Host-moderated conversations on Twitter. I love this idea. Hosts can invite people through direct messages or by sharing links via social networks, text, or email. While invitees are welcome to join the conversation, hosts control who has speaking privileges. Ooh, I love this. Twitter Spaces gives businesses an opportunity to engage with their audience in a new way by providing openings for audience feedback, real-time conversation. Oof, this might be something. That might be something I need to dive into. Twitter Spaces, check it out. Good for them. Another opportunity is Twitter fleets. Fleets are disappearing tweets that are only posted for a short period of time. So put that on your radar. And finally, Clubhouse. Similar to Twitter Spaces, Clubhouse is an audio chat social networking app that is proving powerful for those who can tap into its potential. It is so exclusive that you must be invited. So pretty interesting stuff here on 7 new social media marketing opportunities. Finally, today, we're going to talk about Starlink satellite internet via Elon Musk and friends. SpaceX on Monday began offering pre-orders of its Starlink satellite internet service to more countries and cities around the world, including Australia, New Zealand, Mexico, and parts of the US and Canada where Starlink is not yet up and running. Starlink's Better Than Nothing beta launched in October and currently operates in parts of northern US, southern Canada, and most recently in the UK. Starlink's Better Than Nothing. Outside of these areas, people in certain locations can now put down a $99 deposit to get their hands on the service once it becomes available, which is expected to be later this year, according to BusinessInsider.com. The deposit will be applied to the amount due on the Starlink kit, according to users in the Reddit Starlink community and Twitter users who have signed up for the satellite internet network. The current cost is $600 up front. So my understanding is that folks are going to be able to access the internet in places where it was previously not available. So across the Pacific Ocean, Australian subscribers have also been able to pre-order Starlink for mid to late 2021. One Twitter user in Victoria said he'd ordered it for his parents who live in a rural part of Australia, adding that it is, quote, game-changing. Incredible. Ladies and gentlemen, we are live, 10:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Apologies to my YouTube folks. If I don't click a certain button, it doesn't link. And so if you are commenting, I'm unable to see it. Again, apologies for that. If you want to join us for the live show, again, 10:30, swing on by YouTube, type in Send It Rising or Send It Rising Internet Marketing or Marketing as a Foreign Language. All paths will lead you to the YouTube page so you can join us for the show. If you're listening to us after the fact, we love you. We're proud of you. We appreciate it. Do remember to drink tea during the show. It's a requirement. Oh, it's good and good for you. Loose leaf tea. Anyway, let's summarize the highest paid YouTube stars of 2020. I know a few of these guys, Preston and Ryan, to be specific. Dude Perfect as well. Instead of being jealous, why don't we take a look at their accomplishments and feel pride? Why don't we feel good that these folks are creating some incredible content? They did not expect to be millionaires, multimillionaires. Many of them are just like us. They just happen to have, hit the jackpot, but through dedication and hard work. So kudos to them for being the top of their industry. Americans start many new businesses. I'm just hoping and praying that we're going to see a party at the end of this pandemic, that we are all going to feel incredibly relieved, and that we're going to have a boom time, an optimistic, hopeful, incredible time. Not just America, but the world. So the fact that Americans are starting many new businesses, these are the seeds that will bear fruit in the future. Best of luck to everybody out there. Facebook lawsuit over lost user data. Everyone's going to keep pushing Facebook. It's not going to stop. This is just the nature of things. When you're a global company, you can expect global ramifications. I do not fault England and Wales for going after Facebook. They have every incentive to do that. Facebook obviously has all the resources to defend against it. 7 new social media marketing opportunities. Many of these are very, very interesting. So let's quickly summarize these. Customized newsfeed priority in Facebook. Folks can pick what they see. Facebook ads should be a narrowed scope. We knew this. Call now feature for Facebook. Big deal. Put that on your to-do list. Facebook cover image call to action. You should add it. Twitter Spaces seems very interesting to me, something I want to explore. Twitter Fleets, not so interesting. Tweets that go away. And lastly, Clubhouse is perhaps on the rise. And then kudos to Elon Musk with Starlink satellite internet. To me, the internet has become a utility. It is like water. There are many folks who simply could not survive without internet. And I think that this, in short order, is going to be something that everyone on the globe will have access to. Kudos to them for having the site to think about it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's the show for today. Thank you for swinging on by. We appreciate it. Next time, I will make sure that YouTube is functioning appropriately. And we will see you next time. Bye-bye.